Well, welcome. Thursday night. Thursday night means one thing, which is YSS Let's Talk Live. And live we are. Live with Michael, live with Elizabeth. And welcome to you both. First off, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
This is exciting. And we're talking about a program here that we'll talk more about it here in a bit. That actually I don't know a whole lot about. So I'm really, really excited to learn about this. So we have Michael Davis, which is the meal program coordinator, and we have Elizabeth Patton, which is a Youth Opportunity Center program manager. Okay, so we have a lot of terms there, a lot of words. And I know that you're also connected with, well, let me just throw another thing out there, IHYC, which stands for the Iowa Homeless Youth Center. Am I correct there?
Yep.
Okay, and this is all under the umbrella of YSS, which is another program. So Elizabeth or Michael, I'm going to throw this to either one of you right off the bat. Can you explain your programs a little bit, or explain your titles, I guess, and how this is related to IHYC and kind of under this umbrella?
Yeah, definitely. It can get kind of confusing for folks. So
Yeah.
Iowa Homeless Youth Center is a community-based program of YSS. So YSS is our parent company. And then we operate several programs out of our Iowa Homeless Youth Center's umbrella. And one of those is our Youth Opportunity Center. The Youth Opportunity Center is where we have our administrative offices, as well as our aftercare department, post-secondary education, and then the programs that I manage with the Youth Opportunity Center on the first floor. So the Youth Opportunity Center has the umbrella for Michael's program, which is the meal program, the street outreach program, and the emergency beds. And the meal program is kind of unique because it can serve all of the clients in all of our IHYC programs. So Michael's program can serve aftercare clients, PSERP clients, Lighthouse clients, anybody who accesses Iowa Homeless Youth Centers who might need that support can access Michael's program at 612 Locust Street, which is our Youth Opportunity Center.
Okay, and you already brought up a whole bunch of more acronyms. I don't know.
You did.
PSERP and
I'm sorry.
No, so let's get there a little bit later on. But before we get there, I think we have a video that we want to show that is about what we're talking about tonight. So without further ado, here, let's watch this.
With a friend or with a stranger, sharing a meal is one of the easiest ways to bring people together. One of the biggest ways we make an impact at IHYC is providing for youth in our community that are food insecure. In year 2019, our meal program provided over 12,000 meals at an average price of $1.42 per meal.
We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all of our clients who need it. All of our meals are made here in-house. We work as able to connect you to helping make the meal, helping them learn that life skills, and as well as getting their feedback on what menus we serve.
I'm Michael Davis. I'm the meal program coordinator at IHYC. I took this role because I wanted to experience personal growth and meet other individuals that have need to grow and learn and experience good food and good cooking. Yeah, so the majority of our meals come from the food bank. They provide our base, and the rest of it comes from the grocery store or other donations that come in. We've been blessed through all this COVID and the electricity that people have donated a lot of meat that we needed. So hamburger, chicken, those are kind of our biggest needs. Meat, and vegetables, fresh ingredients like that.
This is our dining room area. We wanted to design it so it felt more like a cafe or a little bit more comfortable, not institutional at all. So we use this space for all of our meals. When drop-ins open, we have about 20 to 30 people here. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Right now, we are open for our events, and so we have different events and share meals. We also have a food pantry here that you can take food to go with them.
And one of my favorite things is lunch and dinner when all youth gather together and oftentimes we'll sit at the same table, and that's how they get to know each other. That's why the 100 day where everyone will sit down and learn about each other, converse, and just have fun. So I get to know the youth in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's through through cooking when I have the opportunity to show them how. But taking them to the store and showing them some social experience into their life group, and several that I've got to know really well and have built relationships with that I didn't fully expect when I came into this position. I've just really grown to enjoy getting to know the individuals. I always think of ways and opportunities for the youth, whether how to relate to them, whether it's trying to find a new job or some youth trying to convince them to like use their talents to start a business of their own, or whatever it might be. In my position, like the food that they grew up with culturally, I often ask if they food they want to make or that they remember, and I usually try to make something along with it.
And how awesome is that? I mean, how awesome is that? I mean, that's again, that give me a snapshot into it. And I know for me, the video might have been a little bit jerky. And so if folks want to watch that, if they want to go back and maybe even want to share it with other people, I assume that we can get that video via YSS.com or .org, or Elizabeth, is there another place that you can view that video?
Yeah, we can definitely share the link to folks.
Okay, so definitely if you want to share that video and you want to rewatch that video, please get the word out there. And boy, I mean, now I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about after watching that. Like Michael, like what you were talking about. What an awesome opportunity to share your culinary skills and kind of and inspire others that might want to either take that on as a career or to, I mean, so again, I'm going to add that to my list later on to talk about, because that is incredible. Okay, before we get too much further here though, talking about the Youth Opportunity Center. And I know that the meal program is based out of the Youth Opportunity Center. So can you give us a quick kind of a reminder or an overview of the Youth Opportunity Center?
Yeah, really generally, our Youth Opportunity Center is kind of a hub for our participants to access whatever services they might need. We work with 16 through 24-year-olds, primarily who are homeless or at risk of experiencing homelessness. And they can stop by our drop-in center and get whatever services they might need, such as showers, laundry, hygiene supplies, and then, of course, meals is another big piece that they come to the center for.
Awesome. Okay. And we, again, one thing I love about this platform is we're live. So if you are watching live and you just heard what Elizabeth said and you have a question about the Youth Opportunity Center, you can ask that. If you have a question to Michael, which we haven't given you a chance to speak much yet, but here shortly. But I tell you what, you already have a question, Michael. So I'm going to throw it out there. What is your favorite meal to serve youth at IHYC?
My favorite meal to serve. Well, I know what they like.
Okay.
Runza. So it's like a meat cabbage casserole kind of, and that's one of their favorites. My favorite to cook for people and the youth that come in is pierogies. That's another one that they like.
It's my favorite too.
So and I'm guessing that you do quite a variety of meals too.
Yeah. Generally, the weekly menu will have like a cultural meal, and then I'll try to do so it might be Chinese, might be Polish, might be Italian, and then there'll be like a soup during the week, and then like a pasta. And I try to diversify it.
Oh, that is and that is awesome, and it's and we'll get to this again later on. I'm going all over the place tonight, but it sounds like there's a lot of people that play a part in this. And in the video, I saw Food Bank. The Food Bank of Iowa. So huge shout out. I mean,
absolutely. I have a lot of shout outs for people.
Okay. So let's hold that, because this is exciting. This and all again, I say this all the time on YSS. Let's talk. That it takes a village. It takes so many people to literally come around the table, pun intended, pun not intended, but to come around that table and to make all of this possible. So, Michael or Elizabeth, what are some of the ways that you're hoping to grow or expand this meal program?
Yeah, we're always looking to ways to do. I think like typically people think of a meal program and they think of just like a soup kitchen, and where we want so much more than that. We want that programming piece, and so I've really appreciated Michael coming in and bringing his ideas to the table. One specific with COVID, we're working on figuring out how to specifically bring services to our Lighthouse clients, which is our parenting and pregnant. Michael, I'll let you talk about what you've been doing with the Lighthouse.
And real quick, before we get to the Lighthouse, can we talk, because we talked about PSERP earlier, we talked about that. What is the Lighthouse for folks that are tuning in that don't know?
Lighthouse works with individuals who are parenting or pregnant families. So they can work with individual families from the ages of 16 through 24 as well, to provide that stable housing while they're working on all their other life skills they have going on.
That is awesome. Okay, so now, Michael, how do you work with the Lighthouse now that we know we got that laid out?
Yeah, so one of our big goals is food education and what I call smart shopping, and it's where we take clients to the store and we have them prepare a list of food they would like, and then kind of help them like navigate the store. Like, is this like financial? Is it healthy? Is it part of a full nutritional diet? And take them like physically shopping with us to the store when we go.
Wow!
And
so actually,
purchase all their food for them for their kitchen. Like, I also call it like a kitchen startup for youth who like to cook, getting them the basic ingredients to have a prepped kitchen, whether to cook for their families. So
that's incredible. That's actually, so life skills playing a part into that, really going and shopping, taking the lists, I mean, again, where were you when I was a child and I was being raised? I mean, I could have so used so many of those skills, and so, and what an asset to all those around. And this has not been an easy time. I mean, with COVID, I mean, that's obviously the big topic. And I know COVID's impacted so many of our programs at YSS. And I say impacted because each one of the programs with YSS I've been so proud of, because they've met that challenge and have actually kind of upped the game because of COVID. So let's talk about the meal program here and how COVID first has really impacted the meal program and what you've done to meet that challenge.
So a big thing, especially during the beginning of COVID, was the type of food available at the store and just the availability of it. So a lot of times just having to last minute quickly change a menu around or find other suitable options when, for example, meat was really hard to get for wild chicken and beef was really hard to get. So just having to adapt the menu to meet the needs of our clients and also provide the other meals. So, and then another big one was obviously we couldn't have volunteers in our center, which I think that's a great way for youth to get social skills, is to interact with volunteers. And I also had several of the programs had to kind of be put on hold. I was right before COVID started getting ready to start cooking classes here at the center and at Lighthouse. So that had to be put on hold. And a couple other future programs I was in the process of building had to kind of be put on hold for a little bit.
So
Please go ahead.
Just, I think Michael should get a lot of credit too for adapting to providing meals for our drop-in youth. Our street outreach program is very flexible and adaptable, but one of the big things is the meal program, because the youth need that sustainable food. And so when we did have to close our drop-in center at 6/12 in March, we were able to adapt and provide to-go meals to all the youth who needed it. And we just literally did we did a lot of outside person meetings with the youth, and we're able to still provide that service and that meal, just not physically at our center, which has been really helpful. We were able to still maintain contact with our youth, who we were wanting to make sure that they still were connected and had those services. And so, major shout out to Michael for adapting to that to-go style. It's not a typical thing, but it was really beneficial for our youth to have that sustainable food, no matter whether they were physically in our emergency bed clients or in our emergency bed program or one of our other programs.
Yeah, I mean, and again, just incredible. When I looked at when we were playing the video, it said what, over 12,000, and that's 12,000. And correct me if I'm wrong, 12,000 meals served.
Yeah, it's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food, and a lot of youth really served. And people, again, something that I'm learning tonight too is it's, yes, the actual food, the actual nutrients, and in a balanced way, it sounds like with you, Michael, and putting all that together. But then also, you know, the skills that go beyond that, like you said, cooking classes, and which you said COVID definitely impacted that. But during even on, you actually do cooking classes.
We were just getting ready in the process of starting it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can I enroll? Because I know Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
And that's about the extent of my cooking ability, which, don't get me wrong, I like Kraft macaroni and cheese. But I'm guessing that's probably an insult to Chef Michael here and his skill.
Mac and cheese is always good. Doesn't matter what it is, right?
Okay, I like that. I like your attitude there. So let's talk about for folks. Well, let me also backtrack here a little bit. A couple of YSS Let's Talks ago, I learned a little bit about the meal program at IHYC, and I was blown away with, and I think, Elizabeth, you just mentioned it a bit, the street outreach and the van.
Yeah.
And that there's this well, a van that goes around, and that can somebody talk about that, because that was so awesome. I think people need to know about this. It blew me away.
Definitely. I am very biased, I guess, but I'm very proud of our street outreach team for connecting with our individuals who are some of the most vulnerable in our community and providing those services directly to them. And so the mobile outreach goes out literally in, a van. Like you said, it's a nice minivan that's decorated. We just got a grant, so now we'll have 2 minivans. So we'll be able to have that in our community where we can go out in shifts, and we drive to the areas that we know people are sleeping outside. So camps that we know of, or outside of businesses, 24-hour businesses. And then we do a lot of exploring, trying to find new folks that might be sleeping outside. And we literally bring those services to them. So with the meal program, we can bring leftovers, and we work with Eat Greater Des Moines to do a food rescue. And so we get come and go sandwiches from that. Then we can bring those come and go sandwiches out to individuals who are sleeping outside to, again, have that sustainable food source and that sustainable connection to the community as well. So they know that somebody cares about them, somebody's watching out for them, and that they can feel hopefully connected to us in that way.
So cool. So cool. And so there's the van, and it's, and the people that all make this possible. I want to give a shout out to everybody who is taking part in this and making the bands possible, making Michael's cooking classes possible, giving the resources for Michael to actually put food on the table and get it out there in a balanced way, to inspire others that might want to even go into culinary arts, to provide Elizabeth with all the resources that she needs to do. For folks right now, before we give a shout out to some folks, what about people who are listening to this and they say, hey, we want to be a part of this. We want to get involved, be it with the van and the street outreach program, be it maybe with Michael and, helping him out with Elizabeth. How do folks do this? So Michael or Elizabeth, let me throw that to either of you.
So a big way that helps out is a meal donation. And that's where you can either donate the ingredients to make a meal or have a prepared one already. Or even like catering out from a restaurant. That helps. It gives youth variety, and this generally helps the program, or volunteering with the program. generally before COVID, we'd have volunteers come almost every day to work in our kitchen, get to know the youth, serve the youth. And that was an awesome thing.
Yeah,
it's great.
Still can happen, just in different ways. Like maybe the community could, still get together and make frozen meals for us. We always like those for the weekends when Michael's not there. We have part-time staff who can't do all of the managing of the center and make the meals. And so, yeah, there's definitely a lot of different opportunities in that realm for sure. And hopefully someday we'll get back up and running with our in-person volunteers.
Absolutely. And I can tell you this from all of our YSS Let's Talks, and you can view all those talks on YSS.org. But if you want to rewatch this, share it, you can go to YSS.org, or also find out ways to get involved and help with what we're talking about, or if you have ideas too, you can put those in. Again, this is YSS Let's Talk Live. I'm joined by Elizabeth and Michael. We're talking about the meal program with the Youth Opportunity Center. And since we are live, special treat for those of you tuning in, you can make comments, ask questions. I see we've got quite a few, so I'm going to be going to those in a second. As I review those, Elizabeth and Michael, can you give some shout outs to some special people who have really made all of this possible?
Yeah, absolutely. These are people I consider essential to our program that help us on a weekly and monthly basis. One is Mary Oliver. She is the most wonderful lady. She volunteered every single Monday and has been contacting me throughout COVID, and she is just absolutely wonderful. The Food Bank of Iowa, especially the warehouse workers there are absolutely wonderful. They really do look out for us at our organization and the whole food bank themselves. Eat Greater Des Moines. Stephen Williams there. He has been absolutely essential to our youth, especially with his Come and Go also. They team with Eat Greater Des Moines and providing sandwiches that all of our youth rely on, especially the ones that have jobs and come to the door to get food. And then St. Francis donating meals and serving, and Brother Scotty for being just a great community partner and finding food around the area to donate to us.
Awesome. And Elizabeth, anybody or anything that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, we've also had really great support from agencies like Nationwide and EMC. They helped a lot with people power, so we really appreciated that. They would do large gatherings and they could chop up a bunch of onions for us, or like help us with like organizing tasks, things like that. So we really do appreciate our corporate volunteers as well.
And I love this. I heard corporate, like you were just talking, the corporate volunteers, the individual volunteers, just organizations. I'm sure churches can help out as well. Again, it takes a village. So if you're listening to this and you want to help out and find a way to help out, there's a plethora. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can find out, and you can go check this out via the Iowa Homeless Youth Center or Youth Opportunity Center. And again, all finding it on www.yss.org. That's my go-to, at least, because everything is right there on that website. Let me get to some of these comments here real quick. I would say we've got a very pressing comment here. You guys might know this gentleman. His name's Andrew Allen. And Andrew Allen says, when does the YSS CEO get to try some of that? And we're talking about Michael's cooking, I have a feeling.
Whenever he wants to come in. But eventually when COVID is done, I'd like to do like a bigger agency-wide cooking event with the youth, perhaps at a park or something, just having a luncheon or something.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. When COVID, a whole sample. You could do, because you were talking about that and this, again, this is so awesome, Michael. You were saying that you do Chinese, you do what, Italian?
Italian, Polish are the main ones I do.
This is great. This is awesome. So you could do like a picnic and have, the sample. I love this. Okay, I need to be invited. I must
Absolutely.
We
Okay.
always invite staff to eat with us. It's a good time to build that rapport with the youth too.
Yeah.
So the youth always like when any of the staff members come and also partake in that meal. It's a really good community.
Well, and I also know that with IHYC, the Iowa Homeless Youth Center, there's great ways to volunteer, and be it even if you're listening to this and you're hearing about the meal program, and you want to check out more about IHYC or the Youth Opportunity Center, again, go to yss.org and you can find out so many different ways to get involved with this, be it mentoring, be it job skills, be it even helping Michael out in the kitchen and the culinary. I don't know if you need much help, Michael, because it sounds like you're an expert.
I always love help.
Okay. Well, you could go, and right up there on the screen, we have an Amazon wish list. So that Amazon wish list would be great for you to visit if you want a specific way to really kind of zone in there. And there you have the IHYC website page. Anything to say about that Amazon wish list, y'all?
We really do. It's feels really fun when it gets shipped to us. We always love opening the packages and seeing what surprises inside. So, so seriously, those are really valued, and it helps us save a cost, and then it also helps the youth know that they are special and people care about them. So we really do appreciate. We specifically choose items on that wish list that we actually need. They're just not like fillers. We are constantly updating it with things that like our youth that we are currently serving do need. So we really do appreciate that.
I love it. So you do update it based on what the need is at the time. Right. And I'm sure that with COVID, things have changed.
Yeah, definitely.
And so there's different things. I mean, right there, we have a little sample of some of the wish list items. So again, go to that wish list, folks. And again, a real big thing here, share this video. Share this video because we are Iowa. We're all family. We all look out for each other. And just by sharing this video to somebody else, they might find other folks that can help, or they can help as well. Another question that I see here from Megan. She's asking a question. So clients are not allowed, or are they allowed to go into the store? And I'm not quite sure about that question. Elizabeth or Michael, you might know a little bit more how to direct that.
Yeah, maybe shopping. Yeah.
Yeah, we take them. I personally go with them, and we go through the whole store together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and when you're talking about the store, can you reiterate on that real quick?
Yeah. So, we go and we take their list, and we like smart shop for them. So we show them how to shop financially and shop nutritiously, and help them basically fill their kitchen with ingredients they can use to cook in their home, whether that be like I have a base set of stuff like spices, flour, sugar, like a base set that I always recommend when I go with them.
Okay. And Megan also asks a question here that I think is important that goes to the youth that we serve and that we're talking about. Can you give us kind of the scope of those youth? Are they 100% specific homeless youth, or are there barriers or guidelines with those youth?
Yeah, our young adults, the 12,000 number is from our clients who accessed the meals that Michael served. And so those are anybody in the Iowa Homeless Youth Center's programming who accessed that. So they're not necessarily our like street outreach or our like emergency bed clients, but they could be the acronyms that I will not get the whole umbrella of Iowa Homeless Youth Centers. And our general characteristics for our Iowa Homeless Youth Centers programming are that they're in that transition aged youth, which would be 16 through 24, and are homeless or at risk of experiencing homelessness, and have some other like with the post-secondary education program, they also have had like the different specifications, I guess, but in general, to focus on it, it would be those young adults between the ages of 16 to 24 who need those extra support services.
Absolutely. And all of these programs that we're talking about, all those acronyms that some of them we're not bringing up, that we are talking about, again, you can find out about all of these programs Again, YSS.org, and going to those, you can find out about that. Yes, we serve with YSS homeless youth. We serve at-risk youth. We serve youth transitioning out of foster care. We serve youth, so many different programs. And it sounds like we kind of have an umbrella here that we ultimately really work with these youth to gain the skills that they need to get on their feet and to work. And another exciting opportunity, and I know this isn't directly related to the meal program, although it kind of is in a way, is the rooftop garden that's coming up. And I'm going to leave that at that because that's just appetizing to leave people to find out more about this. I know, a little appetizer. Yeah. Cha-cha-ching. But that is so exciting. All of these different things that are happening. And that rooftop garden is actually also, Michael, and you, I'm sure, know a lot about it, is going to help work with the youth to get some culinary skills, but also the horticulture, the gardening, just so many great things that you can be a part of. If you're watching this, you can be a part of that. And we have the Amazon wish list. That is a great way for you to contribute. I think you had also mentioned, Elizabeth, frozen meals. There's all of those. Any other ways that people can jump on board?
Another special thing that I was thinking about as you were sharing, we really like when people help us make special events. So we already have Halloween is taken. Our wonderful board member, Mary Oliver, who we mentioned before, is helping with planning a whole Halloween party. And so since she unfortunately can't be with us in the center, she is bringing everything prepped and ready, including like a pumpkin that's vomiting guacamole and like all of these fun dry ice in the punch bowl. And so she can, it's a really unique way to bring in that special experience for our young adults and still be connected to our programming, even though you can't physically be in the center. Food is a really great vehicle for memories. It's a really great way to normalize and share experiences. And it's just, we really appreciate when community members can help us connect the youth in that way.
Yeah. I mean, my gosh. And you're right. The food, just first off, being around a table, eating, and the conversation that happens, but you're exactly right, that smell. I just got out my Glade incense for October, and the pumpkin smells and the harvest smells and just smelling that pumpkin pie and smelling that and just knowing that and so many things. This goes so deep that this is exciting for people to jump on board and find a way to be a part of. So Elizabeth, I think unfortunately we lost Michael, and I just heard, I think we had a computer issue there. And we had Michael Davis with us, and Michael is back. Just like that. I was just talking about you. And Michael is the meal program coordinator, and you've heard all about his phenomenal skills and what he does for the youth. Again, this really does take a team effort, and a huge shout out to all of those that have been mentioned who are part of this, and a huge shout out to those who will be a part of it after watching this and being inspired and sharing this message. So Elizabeth and Michael, before we leave, is there any other things you want to mention, talk about? Anything that you want to leave folks with? I guess I would, let me word it this way. Is there if you had to leave folks with one thing, what would be that one thing that you want to leave people with about the program we're talking about tonight?
I think food leaves smiles on people's faces.
I can't say it better than that. Yep. Get involved because it's a really great way to put a smile on people's faces. I like that. Okay.
So Elizabeth Patton, our Youth Opportunity Center Program Manager, and we have Michael Davis, our Meal Program Coordinator. Thank you so much for being with us on YSS Let's Talk Live. We are here every single Thursday night, 7 p.m. Please tune in with us. Please tune in because next week I am excited to be talking with one of my dear, dear friends. Taylor Nuring is going to be talking with me. And Taylor is our adolescent pregnancy prevention program coordinator. And boy, that is a topic all in itself. You got to tune in to find out about this. And we're going to be talking about sexual health education in the schools. What does that look like? And also talking about how you can be a part of healthy sexual health conversations in the homes and in the community. Really, really important conversation. So please tune in next Thursday night, 7 p.m. for YSS Let's Talk Live. Without further, Elizabeth, Michael, thank you so much for being a part of this, and kudos to you for what you do. You've inspired me.
Thank you for having us.
No, appreciate it.
All right, so until next Thursday, enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next week.